The Airbus A380 holds the distinction of being the largest commercial aircraft ever constructed, offering an expansive interior that has allowed airlines to exercise considerable creativity in their cabin designs. This characteristic has positioned the A380 as one of the premier aircraft for delivering a uniquely customized experience to passengers. However, despite its vast potential for innovative configurations, the A380 has never been converted into a private jet. To comprehend the reasons behind this, it is essential to explore the distinctive logistics associated with this super jumbo aircraft. For those who have been following this channel for some time, the Airbus A380 is likely a familiar subject. For newcomers, a brief introduction is warranted. The Airbus A380 is recognized as the world's largest passenger airliner and is notable for being the only full-length double-decker model. It was developed by Airbus as a direct competitor to the Boeing 747, often referred to as the Queen of the Skies. The A380 made its debut in October 2007 with Singapore Airlines, arriving more than 37 years after the Boeing 747 first took to the skies. This introduction marked the arrival of an Airbus aircraft capable of competing with the largest planes of its era in terms of range, interior space, and passenger capacity. Both the Airbus A380 and the Boeing 747 exemplify human ingenuity in addressing aviation challenges, enabling the transport of a significant number of passengers and cargo over extensive distances. The spacious designs of both aircraft have provided airlines with opportunities for innovation, allowing them to customize their service offerings and seating arrangements to take full advantage of what is considered a rare opportunity in the aviation sector. It is not unexpected that such possibilities have arisen. The versatility of aircraft such as the Boeing 747 and other long-haul commercial planes allows for their conversion into cargo transport or adaptation for private jet use by individuals or organizations requiring VIP transportation. The Boeing 747, renowned for its record-breaking capabilities, has undergone significant role transformations over the years. Initially designed primarily for passenger travel, it was later modified into one of the largest freighter aircraft available. Additionally, it has been adapted for private and military applications, notably serving as Air Force One for the transportation of the President of the United States globally. The substantial size of the 747 has proven advantageous, facilitating essential modifications and upgrades to the aircraft. In contrast, despite being larger than the 747, the Airbus A380 has not achieved similar success in conversions for private or military use. Interestingly, the Boeing 747-8, which closely resembles the A380 in size, has successfully been transformed into private jets. This raises questions about the reasons behind the Boeing 747-8's greater appeal for private and VIP travel compared to the larger A380. To address these inquiries, it is essential to first examine the key specifications of both the Airbus A380 and the Boeing 747-8 to understand their comparative advantages. Notably, the A380 boasts a significantly higher passenger capacity than the Boeing 747-8, accommodating up to 850 passengers at its upper operational limits. The Boeing 747-8 can accommodate approximately 600 passengers, while the Airbus A380 boasts a greater maximum payload capacity of around 84 tons, compared to the 76 tons of the 747-8. This difference suggests that the A380 could potentially offer more cargo space if reconfigured, which could be advantageous for VIPs looking to transport items such as a fleet of cars. Additionally, the A380's impressive range of 8,200 nautical miles allows it to travel further than the 747-8, which has a range of just over 7,000 nautical miles. This extended range is particularly attractive for those seeking remote island retreats. Moreover, it is noteworthy that nearly all of the world's most opulent first-class services are available on the Airbus A380, indicating that it is designed to cater to the preferences of VIP clientele. Ultimately, while the 747-8 may excel in certain areas, it does not necessarily surpass the A380 overall. With some modifications, the A380 could be adapted for private use, similar to the numerous instances of the 747-8 being converted for such purposes. However, the reasons behind the 747-8's greater popularity for private travel compared to the A380 require a closer examination of the operational challenges associated with the latter. The A380 faces several obstacles, primarily due to its substantial size, which limits its ability to land at many airports. Airports and airstrips worldwide present a significant challenge for individuals wishing to operate their aircraft at various locations. The fuel efficiency of the Airbus A380 is notably inadequate, as it relies on four large engines that consume substantial amounts of fuel and necessitate costly maintenance, particularly since Airbus has ceased production of this model. The Boeing 747 shares many of the same drawbacks as the A380, however, it has established itself as a prominent choice for the conversion of supersized jets for private use. While it may not be the most efficient wide-body aircraft available, it holds the distinction of being the first to capture the market for large private and governmental planes. Operators of the 747-8, including both governments and private individuals, have been able to customize its operational features to meet their specific needs, with some implementing personalized upgrades to mitigate fuel consumption costs. Although the current market demand for oversized private aircraft is relatively low, the Boeing 747-8's early entry into the market during a period of higher demand has certainly benefited its standing. The COVID-19 pandemic further impacted the operations of larger aircraft, as airlines faced the reality of reduced passenger capacity. Consequently, both the 747 and A380 experienced significant retirements and groundings. In contrast, smaller, more fuel-efficient models such as the Airbus A350 and Boeing 787 have gained prominence. The conversion of Boeing 7X into private jets appears to be a more viable option compared to the Airbus A380. While investors would face the drawback of reduced interior space, this limitation could also serve as an advantage due to the size constraints imposed by airports, as previously discussed. Nonetheless, the Airbus A380 remains operational and has not been entirely dismissed. Modifications or enhancements could be implemented to enable it to compete with the Boeing 747-8 in the realm of private or VIP aircraft reconfigurations. Various concepts have been proposed to personalize the Airbus A380, potentially transforming it into the largest private aircraft ever created. Although the Airbus A380 has not achieved significant success in the private or corporate aviation market, Airbus envisioned this possibility from the outset. The A380 was included in Airbus's corporate jet lineup alongside other models such as the A220, A320, A330, and A350 families. In a private jet configuration, the A380 would accommodate significantly fewer seats, resulting in a reduced number of passengers and likely less cargo. This configuration would allow the aircraft to operate with minimal payloads, thereby enhancing its already remarkable operational range. Airbus asserts that an empty A380, when fully fueled, can cover distances of up to 10,500 miles or even slightly more, underscoring the aircraft's exceptional capabilities. There has been significant interest in reconfiguring the A380 into a private aircraft suitable for transporting important personnel worldwide. Despite various attempts to transform the A380 into a private jet, none have successfully materialized. In October 2007, reports confirmed an order for a private A380, affectionately referred to as the Flying Palace, placed by Prince Al-Walid bin Talal bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of Saudi Arabia. Although there were detailed plans to customize the aircraft's interior to meet the prince's preferences, neither the retrofitting nor the order was finalized as initially envisioned. Ultimately, the A380 order did reach Saudi Arabia, but it was not for the prince, who at that time owned a Boeing 747 modified for private use, along with an Airbus A321 and a Hawker Siddeley 125. Instead, the aircraft was allocated for operation by a commercial airline based in Saudi Arabia. Nevertheless, the design concepts for the Flying Palace, developed by AD Industrial Design and Design Q, provided a glimpse into the potential of a private A380, showcasing a truly remarkable vision. Reports indicated that the aircraft was to feature 3 decks interconnected by a glass-walled elevator. The lower deck, originally designated as a cargo hold, was planned to be transformed into a car garage and a wellness area, complete with a magic carpet floor that projected images of the ground beneath it, as well as a Turkish spa adorned with marble walls and flooring. The middle deck, housing the cockpit, was also intended to include various luxurious amenities. 2 conference rooms featuring holographic tables, a concert hall, 2 first-class type VIP suites, and even a prayer room were part of the ambitious design. The upper deck, referred to as the owner's deck, was intended to include 5 spacious cabins, each equipped with king-size beds, bathrooms, dining areas, and lounge spaces. The estimated cost for the entire project ranged from $380 million to $500 million, with a projected completion date set for 2009. Additional features such as a stable for horses, a pen for hawks, and electronically adjustable prayer mats were also proposed for this flying palace. However, despite the grand vision of the Saudi crown prince, the project ultimately did not materialize. It was later disclosed that the aircraft he aimed to acquire was merely a test flight version of the A380, which he negotiated down to $130 million. Ultimately, he chose not to proceed with the purchase, leading Airbus to sell the aircraft to a commercial airline in 2013. Beyond the flying palace concept, the Airbus A380 had other potential applications. Reports from a few years ago indicated that the U.S. Air Force contemplated selecting the A380 as a replacement for the current Air Force One, which is expected to be replaced by the end of 2024. Part of the conditions for this acquisition included Airbus relocating the production of the 2 required aircraft to the United States. It is not surprising, therefore, that Airbus reportedly opted to decline the offer, as it was unlikely that the U.S. government would award the contract to anyone other than Boeing, a certified American aircraft manufacturer. In 2017, A380 aircraft were involved in this context. Reports indicate that aircraft previously owned by Singapore Airlines have been marketed by Swiss Aviation and private jet charter company Sparfel and Partners, with intentions to reconfigure them for head-of-state transport, similar to the Boeing 747-8. However, it appears that there has been little interest in this offer, as no such developments have materialized. The COVID-19 pandemic has largely been viewed as a significant setback for the Airbus A380, yet it could theoretically present a unique opportunity for the aircraft to be repurposed for private use. With fewer airlines operating the A380, many of these aircraft are currently idle. Airbus has already classified the A380 program as a financial loss, which could lead to substantial savings in acquisition costs for potential investors. This could allow for the creation of an attractive package at less than half the price of acquiring the aircraft just 5 years ago. Additionally, the A380 might find some utility as a military aircraft for the royal families of the UAE, given its popularity with the national carrier, Emirates. Ultimately, the likelihood of the Airbus A380 being utilized as a private or VIP aircraft remains very low. In contrast, the Boeing 747-8, while also facing a limited operational future, has established a reputation and market presence that the A380 lacks. It is challenging to envision how the A380 could gain traction moving forward, but in the dynamic world of aviation, possibilities do exist. What are your thoughts on whether the A380 could experience a revival as a private or VIP aircraft, or is this merely an unrealistic aspiration? We welcome your opinions in the comments.